Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video isn't so much a video as it is me getting a few things off my chest and letting my opinions be known about a few things that have, or perhaps more precisely, haven't happened in the last couple months. I'm talking, of course, about Capcom showing at this year's E3. Many of us, including myself, thought for sure that they would show us something on the Resident Evil 2 remake, or the delayed Not a Hero DLC for Resident Evil 7. Or, best case scenario, both. If you think about last year's E3, Capcom had been on record, as having said they wouldn't have anything on Resident Evil 7 to show us. Not even an official confirmation that they were even working on a 7th installment of the Resident Evil series, because, remember, at the time, we hadn't heard a single damn thing about it, and with how bad the reception of Resident Evil 6 was, it seemed like the Resident Evil team would need to do a little soul-searching if they had any hopes of churning out another masterpiece. Then, lo and behold, when the time came for Capcom to take the stage at E3 2016, they showed us that now infamous trailer with that badass twisted rendition of Aunt Rhody that we now know and love. Then after it was done, they were like, oh, by the way, if you've got a subscription to PlayStation Plus, you can download a free fucking demo right fucking now. Basically, Capcom knocked it out of the fucking park last year. So yeah, a lot of us, and I mean a lot, were truly expecting them to do the same kind of thing they did last year at this year's E3. Hell, even Alison Court, the original voice of Claire Redfield, thought Capcom was going to show off the Resident Evil 2 remake, and just the very thought of having the fans watch a trailer and hear someone else's voice issuing out of Claire's mouth when she knew how much the fans wanted her back didn't sit well with her, and that's what prompted her to make that now infamous video where she talks about that company out of LA winning the bid to work on the localization for the game, telling her that they were going non-union. And that, my friend, was the only piece of information we got about the RE2 remake, and it didn't even come from Capcom. We had heard also that Capcom was planning a big announcement at E3, but turns out that big announcement was Monster Hunter. Fucking Monster Hunter. Really, Capcom? Monster Hunter? That was your big announcement? What the fuck, man? That's... Monster Hunter should not be your big announcement. You do not make a game that has been primarily a series on Nintendo DS and portable consoles your big announcement at the year's biggest video game conference. I mean, you don't do that. And I'm not even shitting on Monster Hunter. I've never even played it, so I can't shit on it. And from what I've heard, it sounds like it's going to be fucking great. I mean, even the footage of Monster Hunter World that's coming to like PS4 and all the other consoles, you know, home consoles, not just portable. It looks awesome. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So I'm not shitting on Monster Hunter whatsoever. But when you do what you did last year, and just kick all that ass at last year's E3, and then you say the next year, yeah, we got a big announcement. You don't do Monster Hunter, or that Monster Hunter is the announcement you make after you made your big announcement. It's more like, oh, you like that news? Guess what else for you Monster Hunter fans? It's coming to PS4. How about that? Or, I would have appreciated this, but I would have been upset for a little bit, and a lot of us would. Pretend Monster Hunter is your big announcement, right? And then be like, oh, and here's this trailer, and then it's a fucking trailer for the Resident Evil 2 remake. And it looks fucking awesome. And then afterwards you're like, hey, and by the way, that Not a Hero DLC for Resident Evil 7, it's available to download right now, and it's still free. Yeah, I know, now, you know, me saying that probably has some of you like, God damn it, that should have been what they did! I know. It should have been what they did. But what they actually did in reality, it fucking sucks. Reality. It's not cool. A lot of us gamers play video games to escape reality, because video games are just fucking better than real life, usually. And so when you do something like this, it's hard for us to cope with that. I mean, I was fucking genuinely depressed after E3, and I didn't even get to watch it live. I was at work that day, and I had to wait till I got home to, you know, get on YouTube and see, you know, what went down. And when I did, I'm like, I can't fucking believe it, Capcom. what the fuck? I mean, I'd heard that this year's E3 was actually open to the public, because if you don't know this, E3 is, has always been for, video game and entertainment journalists to go see. It's not open to the public. It's not like a convention or anything like that. This year it was different. It was actually open to the public, and I found out way too late for me to do anything about that. I don't think I could have gotten those days off anyway, but you know what? It's a good thing I didn't go. It's a good thing I did. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know how I would have reacted, but I don't think it would have been well, like at all, really. I mean, part of what makes it so hard is the internet. I mean, if you think about it, all this news is at our fingertips just immediately, and I was able to get online when I got home, like I said, and learn about E3 and what happened, and we have all this information at our fingertips, so we're constantly being bombarded with information, and so when we're not getting any information whatsoever, it bothers the shit out of us. I mean, it fucking triggers us, and a lot of you, especially you younger folks, I mean, I grew up, I was born in 1984, okay? I'm 33 years old. I grew up in the 90s, and the internet was around, but I've said this before, only rich kids had PCs and access to the internet by default, and, us regular guys like me, as a kid, I got my news from video game magazines. There were a lot more of them back in the day. There was Nintendo Power, there was GamePro, there was Electronic Gaming Monthly, and EGM2, and the official PlayStation magazine, and PSM, and that's where I got my news. A lot of, and they were all real news. It wasn't just like some of these fucking clickbait articles where they claim to have, the scoop, and then you get there and it's just their fucking opinion and they don't back anything up. No, back in the day, shit was confirmed. I mean, it was legit. And the advent of the internet, when it really started to boom and basically everyone had access to the internet, that shit started to change, and some of those magazines, went under because, people had the internet, and it sucks. But we're used to getting information a lot faster, a lot easier nowadays, and back then we weren't. So, when Resident Evil 1 came out, we all fucking loved it. We all hoped for a sequel, but it didn't bother us if Capcom, wouldn't confirm it. I remember reading one article where somebody asked somebody at Capcom, any plans for Resident Evil 2? Because that would be awesome. And they were like, it's definitely crossed our mind. It would be, I'd really like to do that. And that was all we got, and that was like enough. We were like, okay, cool. They at least want to make a Resident Evil 2. And then 2 years later, or about 1 year later, we got Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil 2 came out like 2 years after Resident Evil 1. And like I said, we didn't get information so quickly back then, so we were more cool with not knowing shit. But these days, it bothers us. We feel powerless. And part of me thinks it may be because other companies aren't as fucking, silent about their games. We hear a lot from Ubisoft. We hear a lot from Bethesda. We hear a lot from, EA and Activision. We hear from them a lot. And Capcom, it might be a Japanese thing. It honestly, it's. I've been thinking this lately because it's not just Capcom. It's making weird, strange decisions that don't make any business sense. It's Nintendo and it's Square Enix. I mean, it can't be the language barrier. It can't, because somebody is running Capcom's Twitter and someone is running their Resident Evil YouTube channel, and they clearly speak English. And the YouTube channel's putting out the behind the scenes of Resident Evil 7, which I actually kind of like those videos, but every fucking time a video comes out, in the comment section, you're getting nothing but like, where the fuck is Resident Evil 2 remake? Show us something. What the fuck? Or when the fuck is fucking Not a Hero DLC coming out? What the fuck, Capcom? I mean, god damn it. And it's just like somebody at Capcom is reading those comments, not deleting them clearly, and but also maybe not telling their bosses, hey, people are getting upset. People want to know anything, really. I don't know. Maybe there used to be somebody who would tell them what fans were saying, and that's why Resident Evil 7 went back to horror, because somebody was telling them, hey guys, people are hating Resident Evil 6. They think it's the biggest piece of fucking Michael Bay bullshit they've ever fucking played. They fucking hate it. And then that Capcom boss was like, cool, awesome, thanks for telling me. You're fired. I don't know. And the new guy whose job it is to tell Capcom what people are saying is just, I don't know, a total kiss ass, and he's just telling them, hey, they're loving Resident Evil 7. It's so much fun playing it over and over again. They're not even worried about the DLC, and people are just psyched that you're making the Resident Evil 2 remake. You know, they'll wait as long as it takes. It's awesome. I don't know. Like, why would you? There are things that you can control about fan opinion, and then there are things that you just can't. Okay, the Resident Evil 7 reception, I mean, their whole philosophy going into Resident Evil 7 was, we realized with Resident Evil 6 that if you try to please everyone, you'll end up pleasing no one. So they took Resident Evil 7 in the direction it went. They didn't compromise, and we got a pretty kick-ass game. That, sure, you can't do anything about that. Some people are just going to hate it unfairly because it's just not their kind of game, or maybe they just hate the first-person perspective. I don't know. You can't control those things, but you can control people just fucking hating the shit out of you because you're not telling them about the shit they really want to know about, like the Resident Evil 2 remake or the DLC for Not a Hero. I mean, you can fix that, Capcom. What the hell? I mean, at this point, I don't think any of us really need you to give us a trailer or anything of either, you know, the DLC or the Resident Evil 2 remake. Anything would be appreciated. Anything. And on the subject of the Resident Evil 2 remake, how I don't know how it works. I've learned a lot lately, but the localization thing with the company out of LA and them deciding to go non-union when no one who has worked for Capcom ever fucking cared about that before. I have a few other YouTube channels I want to plug, run by some other amazing dudes, and I'm plugging them because I've gotten information from them that I've been able to share with you guys, and I just owe them a lot. And plus, they're just awesome dudes. They respond to their comments on their videos, and we've just all kind of become pretty cool. And the shit that I said about Allison Court and, you know, her saying why she came out with that video, I didn't just make that shit up. I actually got that from an interview with Allison Court done on the channel Residents of Evil. JJ and the guys they're true fans. They interviewed her, and they'd ask the kind of questions that I would ask as a fan. I mean, they're diehard fans, and they have an amazing channel. And the Allison Court interview is a must see, because I learned so much from her and how the business worked. Did you know that not Umbrella Chronicles, but Dark Side Chronicles, you know, how she came back to play Claire, and then Paul Mercier from Resident Evil 4 came to play Leon. She wasn't in the same union that the other actors were, because she's working out of, Canada. And the other actors were working from here in the States under SAG. It was a SAG contract, Screen Actors Guild contract. Capcom bought her a SAG membership so that she could be in that game. So I know that they can move heaven and fucking earth to call up this company in LA and say, what the fuck are you doing? What is this non-union shit? Like, you either do it for the fans or you don't. Somebody at Capcom has to fucking know that they're fucking up. They are fucking up. Really, they are. I honestly, I was planning another video on the Disney Afternoon Collection. It was a collection of the NES Capcom games. And I'm still going to do that video, but I was going to do that. I thought about doing it before E3, and something told me I should wait. And it's a good thing I did, because I can't do that video right now. Because I'm genuinely upset with Capcom. I really am. I mean, the voice acting thing, it just, there is a loyalty in Japan for their Japanese voice actors, but for some fucking reason it just does not translate, in the West. I don't know. They think we don't appreciate having the same voice actors. I mean, what the fuck? So yeah, Resident Evil, check them out. They're awesome, and they talk about nothing but Resident Evil and survival horror. So I mean, what's not to love? The second channel I want to plug, along with a bit of interesting news for you guys, looking forward to the Not a Hero DLC, is Avid Expert. And Avid Expert is he is awesome. I actually started watching his videos and subscribing to his channel before Resident Evil 7 even came out. He was a great source of lots of info. I knew all kinds of shit about Resident Evil 7 before the game even came out. And if you still haven't played that game and you want to, and you don't want any spoilers, I'm about to drop a few spoilers. So if you don't want to do that, thanks for coming. Just drop me a like, and then get the hell out of here, because I'm about to drop a few spoilers. Alright, you ready? 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. Okay, so Avid Expert, I started watching his channel. I learned from his channel that Ethan's hand was going to be severed at some point, because the leaked screenshots of him, having his hand sewn back together, and the EKG wristwatch. I knew that was going to be a thing. I knew a lot of things, and some of it was leaked by various data miners and things like that. Specifically a NeoGAF user by the name of Dusk Golem, and a lot of the shit that was leaked that Avid Expert showed on his videos, a lot of that shit turned out to be true. Okay, at some point, so much shit was data mined and given to Avid Expert that I had to tell Avid, like, dude, man, like, this is some really detailed fucking information, man. I don't know if I want all these spoilers. I'll still watch your videos, but I don't think I can really watch them. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin it. And Avid was cool, because he commented right back saying, like, hey, I appreciate you letting me know what you want to see on this channel and what's cool and what's not cool. And I mean, and he's just a great dude, and he's definitely worth your time if you like my videos. And plus, again, he's a YouTuber that actually will respond to your comments. I mean, that's just fucking cool on his own. I mean, he's been great. So definitely give him a watch. But I do have a bit of news, and this came from Avid Expert first, but it also came from Dusk Golem. According to certain information, they are looking toward the end of this year to release the Not a Hero DLC. That one and the fall DLC that was already planned, the one you do have to pay for, that's going to be more horror based, and has involved the lead fucking designer, not just a dude that was like the cousin of a dude who was on the design team, but the lead fucking designer of PT will be working on that one. So that one's going to be the shit. And since this is a leak, since it's from a NeoGAF user, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just telling you what I know. And like I said, there was a lot of shit that turned out to be true when Resident Evil 7 came out, and I owe it all to Avid Expert and, you know, guys like Dust Golem, who, I mean, they're champions of the people, because for some fucking reason, Capcom just does not, I don't know, they're fucking up. Like I said, I don't get it. And not just them, I mean, like I said, other Japanese companies are doing really questionable things. Of course, you guys already know about Konami and how they fucked up. But Square Enix's E3, I mean, a bunch of mobile games, and what the hell? I mean, what's going on here? I know if you don't know about part of the reason that Konami did what they did and went to mobile gaming and fucking pachinko is because that's where they were making money when the economic bubble hit everyone around the world. Mobile games actually saved the Japanese like gaming economy. Like console gaming is a small percentage over there for some reason nowadays. It's bigger in the West, but mobile gaming is huge now in Japan, and so you're seeing that come out of a lot of Japanese companies, and Konami even instated a CEO that was an expert in mobile gaming, and it doesn't excuse any of the other crazy fucking shit that Konami did, but that's one reason their company underwent such a huge shift in priorities, and thank God Square Enix and Capcom and Nintendo haven't become like Konami, but you're starting to see them do a few things too. I mean, especially with Square Enix and all the Final Fantasy mobile games and all that shit. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, and Nintendo, oh my God, the Super NES Classic, make more of them, Nintendo. What the hell? The pre-orders in Europe have already fucking sold out. And then you had to cancel all those orders because they went prematurely on Walmart's website. And none of those people are going to get their SNES Classics. Do you guys like money, Nintendo? I want to pay you money so that I can have one of those things, so that I can fucking play Star Fox 2 for the first time ever, because it was never released. And we want to do this legally. I and myself and other people want to be able to buy one of those things and be able to play all those games legally. And we don't have to. We could use like Raspberry Pi. We can use emulator software on a PC and just fucking download all those games that you won't let us play. We could do that. We'd like to give you money. Do you like money? I don't. Again, it's Japanese companies. I don't understand what they're thinking is on some of this stuff. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. Oh, another thing that I learned early on was that Chris Redfield might be in Resident Evil 7, and fucking lo and behold, he was. That I got from Avid Expert's channel, so that should give you an idea as to Dust Golem's, the NeoGAF users, accuracy rating. I mean, so that actually might be some good news for everyone that's been really waiting for the Not a Hero DLC. I still need to make my Resident Evil 7, spoiler heavy review. It's been taking me this long because I kind of wanted to wait for the DLC to come out. Looks like I'm gonna just have to fucking make it already, because it's gonna be a while. But yeah. So Avid Expert, Residents of Evil. Also, there's another channel I'd like to plug right now, and he was a great dude. He's Johnny Burns, the Unpro, and that's Burns with an ES at the end. He's just a cool dude, and he basically plays games that are actually worth your time. He's a lot like me in that way. Plus, he was cool enough to subscribe to me after I told him what a kick-ass video he had and an epic voice he had, and then he checked out, I guess, one of my videos, and liked my jokes. So, cool on him. He deserves you as a subscriber as well. Or at least check him out. Do me a favor, at least check him out. He's a cool dude. But yeah, those names again are Residents of Evil, Avid Expert, and Johnny Burns. Those guys, if you like my content, those guys are in that same, they're in the same ballpark. We appreciate the finer things in life when it comes to video games, and so much of the market is oversaturated with the shit that everyone 12 and up plays, you know. So definitely check those guys out. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I wanted to let you guys know I feel your pain. I really do, and I am not a corporate shill for Capcom. I know some of you probably got that impression, but no, I'm perfectly willing to call them out when they are fucking up, and they are fucking up right now. So, hey, Capcom, if you're watching this, please get your shit together. Please, God, please get your shit together. Alright, until next time.